What's going on, friends? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Jared Hamilton, and in today's video, I'm going to show you why eating less and moving more is terrible advice for weight loss. Now, if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, be sure and do so. That way you know every single time a new video goes live, because I have got some game-changing stuff coming up for you. One of the biggest misconceptions is if you eat less and move more, you lose weight, which isn't wrong. It basically assumes if you eat way less and move way more, you'll lose even more, and that's where people get into trouble. But then the other problem it leads to is most people think if they ever eat more, they're gaining more, or that they should always be eating less and moving more, and it almost leads to a bad relationship with food and with fat loss, which is what's causing all these problems. Now, when you are trying to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit. You have to be eating less. You only want to be in like a 300 to 500 calorie deficit at most. But the problem is when you go into a super deficit and you're eating really, really low and you're in this massive calorie deficit, it's going to, lose a little bit of fat, but now it's going to lose a lot of muscle and it's going to cause adherence problems. But when you eat too much less, you're going to also be eating away at muscle tissue, but you're going to as well damage your metabolism and do what's called down regulate it, where it's actually going to make it harder to lose weight long term. This is why what we teach clients is we need to get you eating as much as possible while still losing. A lot of people have this like race to the bottom where they're trying to see how little they can eat. This is where like the 1,000 calories a day or 1,200 calories a day stuff comes from, because a lot of people just assume they need to eat as little as possible, but that's the wrong mentality when it comes to weight loss. Saying what's the least amount of calories I can eat and still lose weight is right up there with me saying how poorly can I treat my wife without her wanting to divorce me. The intention behind the question is wrong, because yes, you do in fact have to be in a calorie deficit or eat less and move more to lose weight, but that doesn't mean more the merrier, and that doesn't mean you should live there. Because just assume the longer you're in a deficit, or the bigger deficit you're in, or the less you're eating, or the more you're moving, it can actually damage your metabolism, making it really, really hard long-term to lose weight. Because when you are eating too little, or you're having way too much training, you're not recovering, or you're in one of these massive calorie deficits, or you stay there really, really long, way too long for months on end, your metabolism is going to adapt to that and slow down. This is when people do what I call a race to the bottom. They decide to lose weight, so they go into a calorie deficit, but they stay there too long, they're in too big of one, and then their metabolism down regulates. So it slows down and it adapts, you lose muscle tissue, and then you quit losing, you plateau. But because all the experts say eat less, move more, you decide to do that again. So you drop your calories or add way more training, you lose a little bit more weight, but then you down-regulate again. So then you plateau, you lose more muscle tissue, your metabolism slows down more. Then before you know it, you fall off, burn out, you're stuck. This is when a lot of people come to us saying, Jared, I eat 1,000 calories a day, 1,200 calories a day, and I cannot lose any more weight. This is because you've down-regulated your metabolism, because you took eat less, move more, way too far. But don't worry, I'm gonna show you how to fix it. In the same way you did a race to the bottom, we need to get you on what's called a race to the top. Because if you can slowly lower your calories and down-regulate your metabolism, you can go the other way. Essentially, we need to get your calories back up. So if you're 1,000 calories a day, 1,200 calories a day, we're just gonna raise your calories a little bit. So 1,000, let's say to 1,200. And then all of a sudden, your body is going to adapt, your metabolism is going to up-regulate and move up. Then we're gonna do that again. Raise calories a little bit more, then all of a sudden your body is going to upregulate again your metabolism, you're gonna get more muscle, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna be moving more, you're gonna be burning more calories, and then all of a sudden we're gonna do this until we find your upper limit. Now here's the cool part, everyone's upper limit's different. And mind you, we work with mostly middle-aged and slightly older than middle-aged women who have things like thyroid issues, PCOS, insulin insensitivity, menopause, and every single one of the ladies that we work with is shocked at how high we can get their calories. In a lot of cases, we'll double a lot of people's calories without them storing fat or without them spiraling, and they actually make more progress. Even in Ashley's case right here, we were able to double her calories and she lost 40 pounds and stopped binge eating completely. But for most people, what's stopping them from eating less and moving more and being successful in weight loss is all these things like a poor relationship with food, binge eating, emotional eating or stress eating, perfectionism, all or nothing. All of these deeper problems must be addressed, because if they're still prevalent, these are the foundation of who you are and your results. Because it's really hard to do the fat loss stuff like eat less and hit your protein and be consistent if you binge eat on the weekends, if you emotionally eat after every bad day, or if you're obsessed and overwhelmed around food because your relationship with food isn't very good. It's hard to move more and get your exercise in check when you have a poor relationship with exercise. The thing is, if this is what's going on, we have to fix these issues first. Otherwise, nothing you do on the surface surface, like your calorie deficit, will even matter or last that long. And if you don't know how to do that, I'm gonna throw some resources in the description on fixing all these different kind of issues. This is why saying eat less and move more isn't that helpful or that good of weight loss advice. It is more nuanced. More is not always better, and we have to fix these underlying issues, and we need to get you to eat more, as much as possible, to be honest, while losing weight. Now, if you're sitting there right now and you're like, well, I don't know what to do now. I don't know how many calories I should be eating. Well, I don't even know now what kind of workouts I should be doing, because Jared, you just took everything I knew and just threw it out the window, and I'm kind of lost. If that's you, I have a completely free resource for you. If you go to the description right now, I have what's called the Fat Loss Checklist. It is my exact play-by-play in a full-out mini course showing you exactly what these numbers should be like, how to lose weight the right way, and make it as simple and as easy as possible, and it's completely free. So go check that out in the description. It's called the Fat Loss Checklist. We've had thousands of people go through it to date, and everyone is blown away at how simple fat loss actually is. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please throw them in the comments below, and I will talk to you next week.